listening to the Why Boarding School podcast, broadcasting around the world. Join us as we promote independent boarding schools throughout the United States and Canada with our invited guests. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jeffrey Quebec.
Welcome to the Why Boarding School podcast. I'm Jeff Quebec, and today I'm joined by the Associate Head of School for Enrollment and Development at Oak Hill Academy in Mouth of Wilson, Virginia, Mike Rodgers. Welcome, Mike. It's great to have you here today.
Jeff, it's great to be here as well. Thank you very much for having me on today.
All right. So with a rich history dating back to its founding in 1878, Oak Hill Academy certainly has a deep connection to the Blue Ridge Mountain region. Mike, perhaps you can start off by giving our audience a brief overview of the number of students at Oak Hill Academy, the grades you offer, where the students come from, etc.
Sure. As you mentioned, we've been doing this a long time, 1878, and we have always been an intentionally small school. Our focus has always been on offering growth and a transformative experience, so our size really has a lot to do with that. So currently we are at about 150 students, which means our classroom sizes are only on average 9 per classroom. So it really is an engaging experience. Everybody matters here.
And where are your students coming from?
Well, this year we are up to about 35% international, and that represents 26 countries. So as we always make a point to during graduation, we say that the world gathers in tiny Mouth of Wilson, Virginia. We are a pocket of diversity here in the Blue Ridge Mountains for sure. And the other 65% of our students are representing 25 states from around the United States. So this is really important for our international population to realize that they're going to be going to school with kids from all over the United States. So they're not getting one type of American cultural experience.
Oh, that's great. And so what is the academic curriculum like at Oak Hill Academy?
Very broad. For such a small school, it's surprisingly broad. We have over 50 courses in our curriculum. And on the high end of our curriculum, we have 7 AP courses and 2 dual college credit enrollment courses. To be honest with you, Jeff, most of our students grow into that end of the curriculum. So we're really ideal for students looking to sort of redefine themselves as strong students. And as they grow, we have to have a curriculum that meets them where they are and grows with them. And in addition to the dual college credit and the AP, as we're helping students grow, we're really known for academic support. So we've developed a program called the Applied Learning Skills Program. We are very fortunate, a school this size, to have 2 certified learning specialists on staff. So it's really enabled us to develop this program that is very intentional. It's a 3-tiered program. So again, meeting students where they are. The first tier really applies to all students. You don't have to be a struggling student. These are things like small class sizes, office hours every day after school, a structure that promotes really good habits. For example, we have a study hall period every night in the dorms from 8:30 to 10:30. Tier 2 is a little bit more intentional for identified learning challenges or learning differences. So we can assign an administrative study hall, build it into the academic day, where we have a study skills curriculum that's delivered to the students. So quick example, one day or one unit might be on note-taking, improving note-taking skills. And then the students can apply that directly to the homework they're working on, as you would in a study hall. Tier 3 is very intentional and specific to mild diagnosed learning differences, things like dysgraphia, dyscalculia. And that's where working shoulder to shoulder with a learning specialist really pays dividends. We're 100% college prep, so I don't want to paint this as a remedial program. Some of our most successful college placements are coming out of the Applied Learning Skills program. It's a support piece.
Well, that's nice. You have that tiered level for those students to get, gain that support, get the skills necessary to go on to the next level and be prepared.
Absolutely. That was a long answer, I know, Jeff, but we do have a very broad curriculum, and it's quite surprising for a small school to have that.
So great. And Mike, can you tell me a little bit about the visual performing arts offerings?
Yes. One of the advantages, the podcast is called Why Boarding School. Well, I'm going to suggest that one of the reasons to choose boarding school is to explore. And so having a strong fine arts program, visual arts, theater, music, is really an exploration opportunity. And at a small boarding school, the barrier of entry is very low. It's not a competitive pressure cooker environment. So for a student to try out for the school play, for example, it's very encouraged. It's a very safe space. So we have a lot of kids getting into theater that never would have imagined themselves doing it in their larger schools back home. The visual arts program, we do it studio style. So there's a painting studio class, a drawing studio class, and then we have a design program offering. It's an AP design class. So that's a little bit more career oriented for visual artists. So there's a unit on, for example, architecture, interior design, graphic design. So it really enables kids to explore and potentially fall in love with fine arts.
That's great. So I know we talked a little bit about the Applied Learning Skills program. Are there any other special, say, signature programs offered at Oak Hill?
Yeah. We have recently developed an environmental literacy certificate program. We really feel like we're blessed with having maybe the world's best outdoor classroom surrounding our campus here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. So it really makes sense. We're capitalizing on our location. So the Environmental Science Certificate Program is a chance for kids to take a really deep dive in the scientific method. It just so happens to be in the world of environmental science, but we have kids that go on to go pre-med or biology. It's really a good way to differentiate themselves as they apply to college, to have this certificate that they've earned in addition to their high school diploma. It's almost like majoring in environmental science. And it has four components to the certificate. There's the academic piece, which we're able to offer AP Environmental Science, so it's on the rigorous end. There's a capstone research project, so students get firsthand experience in developing and proposing a research project, and then going out in the field and collecting the data, really hands-on. We're able to also partner up with government and local agencies that can assist them in their data collection. So it really is a networking opportunity for our students as well. Then there's an experiential piece. So, on the weekends, we're constantly offering a variety of trips off campus. But for our environmental certificate kids, they have to do, I believe it's 20 hours a year. We never have a problem meeting this goal. And that would include things like mountaineering, outdoor adventure like hiking, biking, canoeing. We're located in the Virginia Highlands, so there's no shortage of opportunities to do that. And then the fourth piece, I think, really is part of the culture of campus, and that's a community service piece. So in some years, the cohort bands together and does a cohort community service project. I know a couple of years ago we partnered with the National Forestry Service to plant 1,000 trees here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Other years, individuals design their own community service projects.
What an awesome opportunity for a high school student.
Great. So that's one of our signature programs. I also have to give a lot of love to our equestrian program. That's a very Virginia boarding school thing to have an equestrian program. But outside of Virginia, this is really novel to be able to have an on-campus opportunity to be involved with horses. And that can be, there's various levels. That can be extracurricular, occasionally taking a trail ride and sort of easing into it. We also offer it as a class, so we can build it into the academic day and really get into the science and the care of animals in addition to riding techniques. And then we also have a competitive show team. So each year we have kids that fall in love with it and it becomes their passion.
That's nice. And so how about athletics? Does every student, are they all required to play a sport each season? And also, what are some of the athletic offerings Oak Hill Academy has?
Yeah. We do not require our students to participate in athletics. We never have had to. Again, with 150 students, it becomes, we have a lot of multi-sport athletes. So we've never had a problem with filling out our teams. We're actually quite famous for basketball, and that's not hyperbole. We've won 9 national championships, and we've produced over 40 NBA players among our alumni. So one of the reasons that we have enjoyed such international success is our word of mouth through our basketball program. We have 4 teams in our program, so our top team plays in the most competitive conference in the United States. It's called the EYBL Scholastic. So we've partnered with Nike over the last 25 years. So we've been able to gain access to the top national competitions. We also have 2 additional varsity level teams that are more regionally elite. All of these guys are going on and playing basketball at the college level, but they might not be going to Duke or North Carolina. They're going to various levels. One of those 2 regionally elite varsity teams is new. We've added that to our roster, and it's specific for international players. We have watched over the years international players as they're adjusting to the U.S. style of play, and it's a bit of a disadvantage to have them sitting behind another player for playing time as they're going through this adjustment. So it really is an additional playing opportunity, more playing time. They're very similar in level. In fact, they play the same teams in their schedule. And the 4th team in the program is really designed for younger players, and it's a developmental team, less concerned with playing a national or regionally competitive schedule and playing a more local schedule. Regardless of which team that a player's on, each team trains 2 hours a day, and there's a strength and conditioning hour added to their afternoon, so they're getting the full training experience. We also have wrestling. That's been a labor of love. Many people said wrestling is not super popular, especially among small boarding schools. But our art teacher happens to be an international masters competitive wrestler. So he's developed this program, and what's really cool about it is we actually have more girls on the team than guys. That's kind of a novel approach. We are very excited to announce a partnership with Paris Saint-Germain. So after years of having high-level national success in basketball, we wanted to make a big entry into the world of soccer. It's a key strategy in our recruitment of international players, but also, any player that's looking at boarding school for whom soccer is a passion. It's a growing sport, as we all know. But we wanted to partner with Paris Saint-Germain because they're instantly bringing the experience, the Paris Saint-Germain methodology, the knowledge of how best to develop a competitive schedule. So we'll have a European-style pro training academy on campus starting next year. And then similarly, we're expanding into golf. We are developing a golf academy. We're surrounded by beautiful golf courses. The Blue Ridge Mountains are a vacation destination, so there's plenty of really beautiful golf courses within our driving distance.
That's nice. It certainly seems like there's many athletic offerings and levels for the Warriors, right? The Oak Hill Academy Warriors.
and that's key, Jeff. You're right. Levels. Not all of our sports. You don't have to be an All-American to play sports here. There's a highly competitive advanced level, but there's also a very less intimidating opportunity. Our tennis program, for example, if you've played tennis before, you can help us. Cross country, track and field, and volleyball. Our volleyball team is made up of girls with experience and some girls that this is their first exposure to the sport. And that's the beauty of going to a small boarding school. You're not going to get frozen out.
All right, this is great. So we're going to do, Mike, is we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to learn more about Oak Hill Academy.
Excellent. Thank you.
Do you have any questions or guests that you'd like to see on an upcoming Why Boarding School podcast? You can contact us directly through our website at whyboardingschool.com. Now, back to our show.
Welcome back to the Why Boarding School podcast. I'm Jeff Quebec, and I'm joined by Mike Rodgers, who's the Associate Head of School for Enrollment and Development at Oak, located in mouth of Wilson, Virginia. And I guess we start off the second half here, Mike. I'd like to ask you, what's a typical school day like at Oak Hill Academy?
Yeah. So as we're talking here in the morning, I just came out of homeroom. So I attend homeroom, as do all of our faculty and staff. So the day really starts together as a school community. We have breakfast. The kids come in between 8 and 8:30. At 8:30, we dismiss and walk over to our chapel, start the day with a short prayer, a positive message. It's not always biblical, but it's a good mindsetter. And announcements, administrative things like announcements and recognition. And then we jump into the school day. We have a very traditional school day. It's 7 periods, 50 minutes long each period. So from 8:45 until 3:35 in the afternoon, our students are going through a very traditional U.S. school day. Now, after school is where they go in a bunch of different directions. There are some social opportunities if students have a pocket of free time. Our campus store opens, which is kind of like it would be a student union on a college campus. This is where they can grab a snack, do a little grocery shopping, check in with their friends. But at that time, we also have academic support, office hours going on with teachers. Sports practices begin about half an hour after the end of the school day. Equestrian and riding lessons are going on, music practices. If it's during one of our ramp-ups to a play practice is happening. Then we all have dinner together. So there's a dinner time from 6 to 6:45. And then there's another pocket of time. And no matter how busy our kids get, they know that at 8:30 all that busyness shuts down and we get to business. So that's when study hall begins, 8:30 to 10:30. And that sort of leads right into lights out. For our underclassmen, lights out is 10:30. And we're not a military school, Jeff, so that doesn't mean we're standing over our kids making sure their eyes are closed. Lights out just simply means you're no longer visiting, you're in your room, you're getting ready to go to sleep. Interestingly, we have some technology boundaries that really promote a mature approach to technology. Our kids' relationships with their cell phones are going to change. Our kids only have access to their cell phones after school, and they turn them back in at 8:30 when study hall begins. And then we turn the Wi-Fi connectivity off at 11. So our kids are getting a good night's sleep. Upperclassmen have lights out at 11.
Well, it sounds like they need it after such a busy day with so many activities.
It's jam-packed. And we don't... we have elements of structure that you might find at, on the military end of the boarding school spectrum, but we definitely are college prep. So it's about helping students find their rhythm and find, the practices and habits that will pay dividends when they go off to college. I know it sounds funny, but I get calls from our freshmen in college as they, think back to their time at Oak Hill, and they always say, my roommate thinks I'm crazy, but at 8:30 I shut everything off and I knock out a couple of hours of work. I'm not going to lie, Mr. Rogers, I go out afterwards, but they take that habit with them to college.
Once again, life skills, right? That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how about the weekends at Oak Hill Academy? What are they like? Are there events on campus? Are there clubs, activities, trips off campus?
All of the above. So one of the responsibilities we have, our location is fairly remote. That's the very candid way to say it. There's no Starbucks around the corner. But our students don't sign themselves off and walk into town, so that puts the onus on us to take them places. So we offer a menu of trips, recreational trips, which can include outdoor activities like hiking, biking, canoeing. We have a fishing club that's actually quite popular. Then there's social trips like going out to restaurants, shopping trips, movies. There's cultural opportunities, plays. But again, it's our responsibility to take the kids. So they're all chaperone trips. Within about an hour and a half radius, we have a couple of major universities. So athletic events are really popular. Going to a Virginia Tech football game or an Appalachian State basketball game. And having our students experience life, a lot of social activities in college towns really gives them a good exposure to the next level.
That's great. And Mike, earlier you referenced the evening dinner. Can you share with our audience a little bit about the meals at Oak Hill Academy? Are they served sit down? Are they buffet? Are they required? Maybe you could sort of describe that a little bit.
They're not required, but I will tell you that each dormitory has a couple of what we call dorm parents, and it's a very specific position here at Oak Hill. We don't have teachers that sort of do double duty. Students are in class 7-8 hours a day. That means 16 hours a day they're outside of class. So it's a really important position. This is a lot of teachable moments outside of the class. So our dorm parents are going to take note of kids that, if they're making snacks instead of coming to the dining hall for dinner, we're going to take a note and put an arm around them and make sure they get to dinner. It is buffet style. It's a very social opportunity. Now, I've probably had 5,000 meals in our dining hall. I've been at Oak Hill going on 20 years. I've raised a family on campus. So it's a very community oriented activity. It's not hurry up and eat and get out. Kids take our time. They sit at different tables every night. They can literally sit at any table. They know everybody. I think it's a really cool dynamic at Oak Hill where sort of the shyest 8th grade student can sit down at a table with the All-American basketball player senior because they know each other. They've taken trips together. They maybe have class together. It's very unique and it's a feel-good place. And again, with the cell phones, it's a cell phone-free zone. And so you're going to see kids engaging with each other. And it's people who visit campus are gobsmacked at what that looks like.
It sounds like a real sense of family right there.
It is. And I do think, almost every school does a great job of creating a family atmosphere, every private boarding school in particular. But I think Oak Hill is exceptional in this area. Our location has something to do with it. Our size has something to do with it. And also our experience. I mean, we've been creating community for 147 years.
So, Mike, shifting back to dorm life, which you mentioned, can you share a little bit of dorm life and what's that like at Oak Hill Academy? Sure.
First thing that I want to mention is there's a guy's side of campus and a girl's side of campus. This is not university, so they're not visiting each other in their dorms. We have 5 boys' dorms because I think separating by grade level is really important for the guys. It'd be too much testosterone under one roof. We have one very large girls' dorm. So they're on the guys' side, the dorms feel a little bit more like houses. On average, there's about 25 students, 20 to 25 students per dorm. Now on the girls' side, it's a little bit more of college dorm like. It's a 3-story building. It's got a really formal lobby area. There are two commonalities among all dorms. The first is social life is sort of centered around the common area. Depending on the time of day, if it's before study hall, you'll see things like video gaming going on, card games, watching movies. At study hall, it sort of shifts into a library mode where you'll have study groups going on and peer tutoring happening. On the girls' side, that common area is a little bit more hotel lobby-like. It's a little fancier. The girls also have a fitness center in their dorm, and they have a big TV room downstairs. So, not many kids spend a lot of time after school in the dorm. They're out and about on campus, but it really is home base for them. It's very comfortable. They can keep refrigerators in their room. We have kitchens. We have microwaves. They can make snacks whenever they want to. So they're really getting an exposure to what college dorm life is like, albeit with a lot more supervision, a lot more adult interaction. That's the second commonality. We have adults that live on every floor of every dorm, again, to be there, to provide mentorship, to provide supervision, of course, but also to be there in those teachable moments.
So in addition to the dorm parents, is there also an advisor system at Oak Hill?
Our faculty also serve as advisors. So we have an advisee program. On Wednesdays, we have an advisee meeting, and it becomes a cohort that wouldn't necessarily be together otherwise. So there's a variety of grades in each cohort, a variety of interests in each cohort. So there's a lot of social activities that are planned for advisee groups, and then again, the onus falls on the teacher to help them plan trips and and be the chaperone of these trips, which I think is an incredible dynamic. Our students begin to perceive their teachers as more than just people that give them homework. We're their coaches, we're their club sponsors. They see us with our families, walking our dogs in the evening. So there's a trust that develops and a relational approach that I think is a catalyst for a lot of confidence in the classroom for our kids.
So would a student stay with the same advisor throughout their tenure at Oak Hill?
No, it does change. So each year we sort of reshuffle it, and there's an art to putting those advisee groups together, and so each year the reset gives us an opportunity to start afresh.
Mike, would you say, is there a typical Oak Hill Academy student?
No, there's not. There are what we call in the office here a mission appropriate student, and that would be a student who is looking at this as an opportunity to redefine themselves. And that could be redefining themselves academically. As I mentioned before, we're really known for our academic support. So a lot of students find Oak Hill in response to an academic situation that's not working for them. Perhaps they have a learning style that's not being addressed in their large classroom. That could be a social redefinition of a student. We have a lot of students who come to us to sort of hit the reset button on their social group. And there's a lot of emotion about making a change of school and having a change of friend group. And I always point out to prospective students that that's going to happen as you grow as a person anyway. Your peer group is going to evolve as you evolve. So this is really a fantastic opportunity to hit the reset button on your social group, become engaged in a community that at a level that day schools and public schools don't offer. Because I had a student explain it to me one time, and he said, there's like masks that I have to wear. There's a mask that I wear during the day at school. There's a different mask that I wear with my family, and there's a different mask that I wear with my friends. At Oak Hill, you can put those masks down and just be yourself, because it is a belonging to a community.
And certainly a community with that sort of level of diversity, with students coming from not all over the U.S., but all over the world. So now you're meeting some new friends.
Exactly.
So, Mike, would you say, are there any quote unquote cool traditions at Oak Hill Academy that may be unique from other schools? Tradition that you hope always remains part of the school?
Well, maybe the most controversial tradition is the school gum wall. So heading into lunch in the dining hall, generations of Oak Hill students have been putting their gum on a brick wall that's tucked out of view, thank goodness. But you know that prevents students from sticking their gum under the table. So that's one of the more unique. Not something that I probably should advertise. But other traditions include, I think, homeroom. Starting the day with prayer, starting the day with something that challenges you to think positively. That pays dividends that kids don't realize while they're attending Oak Hill. And incidentally, Jeff, I have to tell you, I'm a graduate of Oak Hill, so
okay, nice.
I have the unique perspective of remembering what I was like as a 17-year-old and going through this, and maybe more importantly, I can see what impact it had on down the line. And attending church, it depends on who you ask. If you ask the church congregation for 147 years, they've been welcoming the Oak Hill students to worship with them. If you ask the students, for 147 years, we've been making them go to church. So. Nevertheless, it was my first exposure to going to church, and little did I know that the foundation that was being built, and I came to it as an adult much easier than had I not gone through sort of that exposure and that opportunity for spiritual growth.
Oh, that's great. So, Mike, before we discuss the admissions process, is there anything about Oak Hill Academy that we didn't discuss today that you'd like to mention?
Gosh, I'm trying to review all the twists and turns that we've explored already. I really want to point out that Oak Hill is college prep, and we're just really good at working with students that have a need to grow into college readiness. So, there's a spectrum of boarding schools that we all know. There's boarding schools that create a lot of rigor and that's their approach to college prep, just to pile on the rigor and get students prepared that way. For us, it's about helping students develop the skills first that lead to confidence and improve grades. Everybody's grades improve here, and it's not because we're remedial, it's not because we're easy. I ask this question when we encounter students on tours and sort of hold my breath waiting for the answer. Have your grades improved at Oak Hill? Almost it's inevitable that they're going to say yes, and then I follow up with why. And is it because Oak Hill's easier? And it's not that it's easier to do better. That's what the kids will say. And a magical thing happens when students start getting better grades. They want more for themselves. They become more ambitious. So this, we really are offering a turning point for our students. And, I think that's a great reason to consider Oak Hill Academy. We may be the right fit for your student if that's what you're looking for, a turning point opportunity.
So if someone's interested in Oak Hill Academy, how might they go about starting the admissions process?
Well, we're very personal. So contacting the admissions office, you're going to get myself, or you're going to get my colleague who is the director of admission. Her name is Libby Looper. So admissions at oak-hill.net. Or visiting our website, you can schedule a Zoom meeting. Oftentimes, that's a really productive way to begin the conversation because I can, match up discussion with visuals. It's a great way to experience the campus before I put you in a car or a plane, what might be a long trip to visit our campus.
And so what is the website address again?
Sure. It's www.oak-hill.net.
Great. This is awesome. Mike, this is really, really great. I really enjoyed our conversation today, and thank you very much.
Jeff, I appreciate the opportunity and keep doing great work.
Thanks. Mike Rodgers from Oak Hill Academy.
Thank you for listening to the Why Boarding School podcast. We look forward to you joining us for our next episode. Please remember to subscribe to the Why Boarding School podcast and help us spread the word. Until next time.